Okay, guys, now it's on. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are now live on Facebook for our talk show today, Strong Muslim and Muslimah Youth in United States of America. And today's very special because we have three guests here, also with my daughter. She's joining me. So my name is Dian Harumi. I'm a mom of two, reside and work in Silicon Valley as I'm working in a software and information technology industry. And today I would like to introduce three of our special guests today. So first, I'd like Anissa Hadi to introduce yourself. Please, Anissa.
Hi, my name is Anissa, and I'm a software engineer from San Francisco. I like to cook and I like to travel.
Thank you. And second, we have Lukman,
Hello.
Muhammad Lukman. So yes.
So my name's Lukman, but a lot of people call me Luggy because this it's actually a funny story because my mom used to, when she wrote my name, she put a G instead of a Q, and
Wow.
then that stuck with my teachers with Luggy, and then ever since middle school, everyone started calling myself Luggy, and even my mom calls me Luggy sometimes, which is funny. I'm 20 years old. I go to University of California, Santa Cruz, and I'm a junior, and I'm studying computer science. Stuff that I like to do is I like to go outside. I like to experience something new. I like hiking, biking. I love to read books, and yeah, I like traveling as well.
Cool. Thank you. So I will call you Lucky today. Okay. Or you prefer to be called Lukman?
No, I can go either way. Sometimes my friends call me Lukman.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, thank you so much.
Mhm.
And last but not least, Naila, would you please introduce yourself to our talk show today?
Hi, I'm Nyla. I'm 14. I go to Cal High. I like to play basketball and I like to volunteer.
Oh, nice. Basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, so thank you, everyone. And this is my daughter, Letitia. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Become a mommy assistant today. Yeah, so as like I do believe you guys here growing up in United States since you're little children or maybe you were born here. So I'd like to know your experience, like how you feel actually as a Muslim here. Anyone would like to take on this first to share your
Obviously.
experience? Okay, go ahead,
Yeah.
Lady.
So there's definitely been a lot of like a mix of good and bad experiences growing up in America and especially being Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in large part in due of society in America geared towards a Western philosophy. So there's a lot of normalization of things that are prohibited in Islamic ruling, like so and like when we're young and we're naive, it can be a little bit challenging, and it can stir up some confusion, especially like internalizing everything like that. Like, for example, like eating non-zabiha meat or like holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween. You got like social life that's totally different from what's acceptable and not acceptable. And yeah, like obviously these things aren't like fed like forcefully being fed to me, but like as because you're surrounded by these things daily and you are young and you are susceptible to change, it could you could internalize it really deeply.
Mm-hmm.
um, like for example, I remember in Halloween, um, when I was in like third grade, we put it's just like a lot of the holidays are like these fun, like joyful times of the year, and you wonder like as a kid like how come I'm not celebrating these fun things.
Mm-hmm.
um, like in Halloween, I remember we put like a poster on our door that says we don't celebrate Halloween,
Yeah.
trick or treating,
Mhm.
So then I was like, oh, that's weird, because like, it'd be fun to do stuff like that. But then as you grow up, you understand like why those holidays aren't really true holidays. They're more just an economic growth opportunity for like America. It's very consumer um, like marketed.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like as you grow up, you understand stuff like that, and yeah. But the thing is, with growing up in America, you as a Muslim, you can easily find someone just like you, and you connect really easily because you share the same experience and the same trauma in a sense, because
Mhm.
you are Muslim and you have the same beliefs. So it's easily like when you see a Muslim in the street, you have this connection already, as opposed to like if you're in Indonesia and everyone's Muslim. So it's kind of just like, oh, you're just a normal person. But like if you see someone wearing a hijab, or you see someone like a noticeably beard, you're just like, you feel this like bond with them, which is great. And then you have like some social gatherings like these where you can
Mhm. Mhm.
go.
Gotcha.
I feel like it's more strong like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting actually, Yugi, because which year that you were grew up? Is it in
Uh,
the 90s or 2000-ish?
I came here when I was like 5 years old. Uh,
Which year was it?
that was like 2004, 2005.
Oh, so that was after the 9/11.
Yeah, that's correct. So then,
Ah, that
yeah,
makes sense. I see, I see. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I can relate like talking about Halloween stuff because I myself also educate my daughter not to celebrate one.
mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, that's
But
understandable.
I think it's also important to understand that, or to teach young people that these holidays are just a tool to like make you spend money. They're not even real holidays. Like there's like a fact where like Jesus Christ wasn't even born on Christmas, so like what's the point? Or like Halloween is just some, I don't know, some like ghost holiday. It doesn't make any sense. Like these holidays, like after knowing the truth, it makes you appreciate the holidays that we have, because like it's a more joyful experience when you understand what you're celebrating.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. That's true because I don't know, like it could be like a cultural, like this is what they got here in America. Like they have several things going on, like Thanksgiving, Halloween, and then Christmas. That like if it's not like following our Shariat, like as
Hmm.
Muslims, so they're not celebrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
like I also remember, like I think the hardest part about eating non-zabiha meat
Ah,
was um like looking at the ingredients of gummy foods and to see if they had gelatin. I think because gelatin was derived from pork, and
or or
and like,
other
or
animals.
other meat.
Yeah, not
So then,
like yeah.
so
So
then, like as a kid, you just want a gummy food, but then you can't because it's just there's a simple word that says gelatin, and then it's like, oh, dang it, I can't eat that.
yeah, but actually, I'm so proud of you because since you were young, you know about this law and regulations in Islam, then you try to follow it. So may Allah reward you with your patience. Because I know as a kid, when you want a candy or bubble gum or jelly gum,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
eat it.
I want
So
one.
yeah, you want one? Yeah, for sure. We have to buy that one from the halal market because that gelatin thing is a no. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Yogi. So I want to give time also for either Naila or Icha to share your experience growing up here and how do you like experience things at school, how things going with your friends as a Muslim. So which one want to take on first on this? Naila. Hi,
Okay.
Naila. Yeah. So, can you tell me the first experience when you start like wearing your hijab at school? When was it, and how your friends like react to that, or maybe your teacher. But I'm sure if like teacher, there should be fine with that. But I'm not sure about your friends.
I think when I was thinking about it, I definitely over like thought it because I was like really scared and anxious and nervous. But when I started wearing it, everything was basically fine. Nobody really cared. They were just, oh,
Alhamdulillah.
you wear a headscarf, that's fine. But there's definitely a lot of questions. People asked me why I wear it. I just said that I wear it because of my religion and what I believe in.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's basically it.
That's
Um,
great. How old
yeah,
were you when the first time you wore your hijab?
I was I think 11. I'm pretty sure. So going into middle school, I wanted to wear it. So yeah.
That's great. That's great. And you just told us that you also joined the basketball team in your school. How things going with that?
It's been really good. I had to tell them that I can't wear shorts. So like I told them that I need to wear leggings underneath it, and they were fine because I told them it was part of my religion. So yeah, it's been good.
Nice, nice. So when your friend asks you about, like the scarf that you wear, something like that, so they just like totally respect and understand
Yeah,
about.
they
That's
totally respect. They understand that I do it for my religion and what I believe in, and I chose to wear it. I wasn't forced to wear it, and yeah.
I see. That's very nice. Thank you, Naila. I'll ask some question after we will talk also to Anissa. Well, actually, Anissa, I knew her. I've known you, I don't know, like 9 years, 10 years. Is it
Probably.
right? Speaking about my age, but let's differ from subject. Yeah, so I have this conversation before with Anissa a long time ago at her house, talking about how it's growing up as a Muslim. So Anissa, please tell us your life story when the first time you wore your hijab and how things revolve from there.
hmm Um, I guess everybody has like a different relationship with hijab. Also, I love like Nyla's story. It seems like so positive and like which is great. In the beginning though, I think maybe because I'm not sure when I started getting so sensitive about my religion. Maybe because I was somewhere in elementary school when 9/11 happened, and then it just suddenly became. That's when I realized I was Muslim. Actually, up until then, I was just like I don't know, just a kid. My mom wore a scarf, but that was the extent that I really realized that I was different. And then 9/11 happened, and then I just felt it all the time, and then I didn't really want to really like show that I was Muslim, unfortunately. And then, but like Naila, I think I also was thinking about wearing the hijab in middle school. But when middle school happened, I think I chickened out and I didn't right away. But then at the end of the first year of middle school, I went to Indonesia, and there obviously it was super easy to be Muslim, to be physically Muslim, like everything was great. So I was wearing my hijab there, and then like after sixth grade we went back to the US, and then that was when I had the decision, like, do I keep my hijab on or take it off? And then yeah, it really didn't take long for me to decide to keep it on. The biggest thing was just because Allah is in Indonesia just as much as He is in the U.S. So why would I only like worship in one country?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and Alhamdulillah, because I had very supportive parents, and maybe because the place where I lived, it was pretty accepting. So Alhamdulillah, when I started wearing it, I also Alhamdulillah had no issues, even though I was like the only Muslim kid in my entire school. But yeah, Alhamdulillah, everything was great. And then things are things are fine. Was there anything specific you wanted me to talk about?
Oh yeah. So what was the year when you grew up? I think you grew up in Santa Rosa, am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So which year was it when the first time you start to wear your hijab?
I was in so technically the first time I wore hijab was in Indonesia sometime in sixth grade.
Okay.
But in the US I started wearing it when we got back, which is in the very beginning of seventh grade.
So that was in 2000.
I don't know. What is that? A long time ago.
Okay, I see. So the only Muslim in your school was only you?
Um, I that's oh, like right off the bat, if you look, that's what
Mm-hmm.
it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know for a fact in high school I was the only Muslim until my sister joined the school.
Okay,
Yeah, so it was. I lived in a pretty small town back then. Um,
I see. Yeah.
yeah,
Extracurricular that you joined during your high school?
yeah. Uh, extracurriculars. I don't think I did anything as exciting as Nyla. I was doing speech and debate and National Honor Society stuff. Yeah, a lot of the stuff just for college. But my friends were in it, so it was fun. I enjoyed it. I think the biggest lesson from high school, though, for me,
Mm-hmm.
was well, in retrospect, now I can see like the decisions that I made in high school.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, like the decisions that I make in like college and after that, they weren't always similar, but they weren't like exactly the same, but they were similar. So I feel like for anybody in high school, like this is a really like a really, what is the word, like the choices that you make in high school, like though not obvious right now, they do really affect like the kind of person you become in high school, in like college and beyond. And
Mm-hmm.
so, you know, like just like to be careful about the things that you decide to like accept as normal, and like things that you accept as just like, oh, this is weird, my parents make me do it, I don't understand. um yeah, just to be like to be a lot more mindful and not just to like accept everything that your friends say is like cool. Like in high school, I remember my friends told me, because there was things that I drew the line on. I was like, these are the things I don't do because I'm Muslim.
Okay.
And then I remember they would like, one of my friends said like, and he said, you're like brainwashed. Like, why would you say that's like, why would you not do that? They're so fat, blah blah blah. Um, and because of that, like maybe there was like even though alhamdulillah I had friends, like there was like a divide about, like it was pretty obvious the things that I wouldn't partake in. And so
Okay.
there were things that maybe I was like not invited to or like not included in. And like sometimes they do lead to like moments of feeling like a little bit isolated and lonely, but it's like, you know, it's okay to feel like that sometimes. And I
Uh-huh.
feel like especially in the West, if you end up feeling that way, like a lot of times it maybe because like you're trying to stand up for yourself and what you believe in, and that's okay. Like it gets a lot easier
Mm-hmm.
as you go on. In college it was crazy because like in high school I was the only person Muslim. I was constantly the only person who made the decision to like not to go to prom, not to like partake in this and that. And then college happened and I met so many Muslims. They all had the same experiences, and just like look, I'm just gonna say Lukman because I've always known you as Lukman. um like Lukman said, like when you meet another Muslim, like the connection is just so deep because of like everything you guys went through. For me, I wouldn't call it trauma, but like just the struggles, I guess. And
Mm.
alhamdulillah, that like that creates a bond that like today, like my college friends are still my best friends. I still see them sometimes, and it's like all the hard stuff that I went through in high school, like alhamdulillah, they kind of, I feel like they strengthen my friendships like in high school, in college and beyond. And so like for anyone like going through a hard time because of the decisions that you're making, whether it be like to wear your hijab or to not partake in like some big like prom, you know, that's so normal for everyone to go to. But you know, some people don't go, and I was one of them. And like you do feel a little left out sometimes, but like
Mm-hmm.
hang in there. Like it's crazy what a big deal it feels like back then. But like the fact that I didn't go, um just there was so much more benefits like in the future. And I'm so glad that I decided to do and not do the things that I did in high school. Yeah.
Wow, that's such a journey,
Yeah.
Anissa. I mean, yeah, I totally can relate with you as well. But yeah, like that's the first like introduction I might say about a life story. Because you have to stand for your ground, like as a Muslim. Yeah, just well, in United States, I do believe as a minority. this feeling of loneliness, and you feel like kind of excluded because, yeah, I didn't grow up here for sure. I just came here, and I read about frat party, like what they like people do here because mostly they drinks and so on. Because I also work here, so if my colleague asked me for like join them after the office hour for sure, like going to the bar and drinks and so on, which is I always ask for an excuse because I don't like that. But however, this is our way of life. We have to respect our own beliefs, I might say. So yeah, I mean, kudos to all of you here that you guys really strong in your ground. So yeah, and now we're gonna move on to another big topic. This is like like the drum roll of the talk show. So I did my research, and I read about bullying or religious. I know this girl won't like what I'm gonna say, but this is for parents, youth, like a learning lesson. However, from a statistic that I went through, it's just like for a Muslim, they go through 20% more of bullying because based on their religion, especially for Muslima, because we wear a headscarf, and for a Muslim that you might have to go for Friday prayer and you skip the party or whatever it is. And this statistic was based on the survey from Muslim, Jew, Sikh, and any other religion in United States. Talking about bullying, that's something that have a special place in my heart. Why? Because I also grew up as a minority in Indonesia because I'm a mix of Chinese and Java. So this is only like talking from my point, then I will give it to yours guys. So because I am also a minority in Indonesia, sometimes people, when I was a little girl, people didn't accept me because they kind of confused. Like, if you're Chinese, you should be a Christian or Catholic. You can't be a Muslim. If you're a Muslim, you should be a Japanese, not a Chinese. So there are like several people, like doesn't get this idea of me being a mix of Java and Chinese, and I'm a Muslim on top of that. So having said that, do you guys ever experience any remark? Okay, bully is a big word, but I mean like remarks or people or your friends tell you like, why you do that? Like, why you wear this? Why you skip the fun party? Like, you're not so cool, guys. Like that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd like to hear more from you guys. Who wants to start first? Lukman?
Yeah, I'll go first. So before I say anything, I just want to say like huge respect for any person that show a visible like physical representation of their faith. So like especially women wearing a hijab on public, like it's definitely hard to uphold your identity when it's your religious identity when it's up front and you're kind of in this excluded society where you're the minority. And for me, as a Muslim man who is Asian and looks to have no ties to their faith in Islam, I definitely got it lucky in terms of bullying because when I'm just walking out on the street, you can't really tell that I'm Muslim. So there were never really a direct, visceral like bullying, I'd say. Like I didn't experience that, alhamdulillah. But there were some instances where there were indirect like remarks to my faith, and there were never kind of like there was never this like malicious evil intent behind their words. It was just more of them being misunderstood or misinformed. But nevertheless, I kind of was a way to like I kind of took it in as because I was young and I took it in and it just created this some sort of like confusion in my head, like because at that point you can't really do anything because it's just words and you're being young and it's easy for me just to take it in and internalize it and just wonder and like what's wrong with me, or like Nyla was saying, how most of the bullying, I feel like, in my opinion, from our point of view, is more of a self-bullying aspect where we make ourselves more nervous, more anxious, even though, and these are kind of like an outcome from those indirect attacks and remarks. But I feel like we need to understand the difference between bullying, because there are bullying where the other person just is misinformed and they don't know what they are saying and what the impact of those words are. Like, like friends joking around about my faith. You laugh it off, obviously, because they're your friends, but they're also misinformed. And I feel like we need to be more human in that we should care to forgive and also um, teach them and give them knowledge about the truth. And I remember this like Malcolm X quote is like, I'm for the truth no matter who says it, and I'm for justice no matter who's it's for or who's it's against. And I think we need to really capitalize on that quote because we need to be more human towards each other. And now, obviously, when there are types of bullying where it gets physical and dangerous, but that's when you should bring in an authoritative figure to kind of regulate the situation. Um, but yeah, it's sometimes just easier to blame yourself than others, So that's where I feel like my experience in bullying is from. Is just me being embarrassed of my religion, or it's like more self-inflicted more than anything, like the embarrassment of it. But as you grow up to as you grow up and mature more, you understand like because like most people who are giving you those indirect attacks, they're not gonna stay with you for the rest of your life. You're gonna grow up and you're never probably gonna see them again. So you have to realize that it's just a test, to attest to your faith, and you just gotta be strong and yeah, and be independent.
Wow, that's amazing. Actually, when you said about misinformed, do you have a friend that might ask you about your religion?
Oh
Like, for
yeah,
example, like you're not celebrating Halloween. Do
yeah,
they
yeah,
something?
definitely. There's been a lot of questions where I'm like in the limelight, like it feels like they have the right to know, like ask me these questions, but like in reality, they're just my personal philosophy that I don't need to share in the world. So
Yeah,
it's more of like this peer pressure to always like being questioned, so yeah, definitely.
I see. And because now you're in the university,
Hmm.
I assume you have this Muslim group when.
Yeah, so there's MSA. I'm sure everyone knows about that college group where it's just Muslim Student Association. And
Okay.
definitely encourage everyone that goes to college to join because it's a great support group. It's a safe environment. You meet every Friday to pray Jummah prayer, and just you make friends that have the same beliefs as you, and that those people make the best companion because you have the same ideologies. So there's never that like peer pressure to like be condemned or like questioned for.
That's very amazing. Great. Thank you for sharing, Luki. And
Mhm.
I'd like to ask also Anissa, do you have any experience about remarks or people questioning your faith, or the deepest one gonna be like the bullying stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, I wouldn't really say I was like bullied. Um, so maybe somebody like because I read like about how serious it can be, and so I don't want to like take the matter and like speak to it if I don't really know like the best way to handle it. But I feel like everyone at one point will probably like have to talk about like their Islam and like why are you Muslim and blah blah blah, or why you wear hijab or something like that. And I think to deal with like these kinds of questions, it's like you answer it the way like you feel most comfortable. Like as a high schooler, my understanding of Islam isn't, I wouldn't say it's as like as extensive or as deep as like my understanding of it now. And so in high school, if someone would ask like, why don't you want to go to this party, or like why do you wear hijab, or anything just like kind of like loosely related to Islam, I guess, like not too deep of a question, honestly I didn't feel the need to like have to explain everything to them. Part of it was because I feel like I wasn't ready. Maybe because I was my knowledge of Islam was like just Sunday school and my parents, and so from there it's like I don't know, I just want to, and like to answer like I just want to, if you're still in high school, I think that's totally fine. Like you don't have to feel the pressure that you have to answer correctly and give dawah everywhere you go. Though I feel like if you are knowledgeable and you know what to say, then that is amazing. You should definitely say it. But if you were someone like me who is a little more shy and like a little bit more like uncomfortable sometimes, like I think it's totally fine to just say like I don't know, because I want to. It doesn't appeal to me. Like I wear hijab because, I'm like just being modest. Part of my religion is like if you want to keep it short and simple, that's totally fine too. After I went to college, alhamdulillah, I feel like yeah, like look my son, like through the MSA, like I was able to like through all the events, the people I met, just everything, I feel like I have a better understanding of Islam. Now if someone were to ask me about like why do I wear the hijab, I actually love like giving a little bit more than just like, oh, because I want to, oh, because of honesty. Especially with all this just discourse about like women are forced to wear hijab, and like I love to give like 2 cents to be like, no, like I chose to wear this, and like I think it's empowering, like it kind of separates me from like all this like objectification of women and like abundant consumerism and stuff like that. And so yeah, you answer the question like as you feel comfortable, and as you get older, like I'm sure your answer will like get refined, and not just your answer, but like how you approach like when people kind of single out you for being Muslim. So yeah, everything is just like
Or
do what
is it happened?
to ask about why I'm Muslim.
No, like you've been excluded from something when you start wearing your hijab or something like that?
Well, I moved to a new school, so I didn't have any friends yet. So there was really nothing. Like, if I was being excluded, it's not like I really noticed, since I didn't really have any friends in the very beginning. But, um, I meant like just like the whole prom example,
Okay.
like that was a pretty easy thing for me to like not want to go to because I wasn't that interested in it. But I did have like a friend who would ask me like, oh, like what you're like brainwashed and stuff like that. I don't know. I didn't.
How do you handle that situation? How do you explain to them when some of your friends ask you, or putting the remarks like you've been, which is it's not,
Yeah. Well, that happened when I was in high school, and I think it was like as a joke, and so I didn't take it seriously. I just kind of like shrugged it off, and I was like, "Well, you're kind of brainwashed to want to be obsessed with this for months, and like a night that'll be over in like a couple hours." I don't know. It was like, it was. I just didn't take it too seriously. Like bullying is like, there's some really horrible versions of bullying. I feel like Alhamdulillah I got a really really light version, and so my way to deal with it is like don't take them seriously. I don't know, like they're probably not serious, as long as it's not like as long as you feel like it's not hurting you, like just you don't have to take it. It's like just shrug it off, I guess, if it's as light as that, and make dua for them. Is because in the end, that person who asked me the question, um, it actually wasn't about prom. It was about something else. I don't really want to talk about it here. But anyway, later on in life, he ended up getting into a lot of trouble with like regarding that. And so like when you're being put in those situations, like, oh, why are you doing this? Like it might seem that like you're like you have to be on the defensive, but like you're Muslim because it's the truth, and like in the end, the truth will like overcome. And you'll see, like, when you get older, that everything that your parents told you to do is like for your own benefit. And so yeah, when someone says stuff like that, make dua for them and try to just shrug it off, because they don't mean it. And like a couple of years later, you're gonna see that like you made the right decision, and like you really wished your friend made the same decision as you did. Yeah, that's kind of my experience.
Wow, that's amazing. I really like agree, like making dua for them. Yeah. Thank you, Ika. Thank you. And now we will hear from Naila. Is there an experience with your hijab or with your extracurricular in your high school?
Yeah, I did kind of experience like easing. I remember it lasted for like a couple of weeks, and then he started to pull my hijab. Oh, is it? Yeah,
Okay.
he started to pull my hijab, and that's when it went like
Oh, wait,
way
wait. Sorry,
far.
sorry. Can we track back? Somebody tried to pull up your hijab? Somebody tried to pull up your hijab? Is that what you say?
Yeah, he tried to like pull my hijab, and then that's when I knew it went way too far. So then I told the school about it, and they were very supportive and they were very kind. So then they basically suspended him, and they did some other things, but they didn't really tell me. So yeah,
Wow, it's
it was
a
a hard experience.
he, and he tried to pull your hijab,
Yeah,
right? Oh, oh,
and
really
the thing
sorry.
that made it even worse was I held it inside, and I didn't tell anybody because I was like too scared he would like be more aggressive again. So then I just held it inside. But that's probably the worst thing you could have done because it's just going to get worse. And then, yeah. So then I kind of like broke down and I told my parents about it. And then they told me, like, you have to tell the district because what if that happens to one of your friends who wears the hijab?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's basically what happened.
Wow, Naila, thank you so much for sharing this with us. You're so brave. You know how brave you are telling us about this because it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Oh, oh. But then he got suspended because of that. Did
Yeah.
he apologize to you? He should.
What?
He
Oh,
should.
what?
Did he apologize to you?
Yeah, he wrote me like an entire letter, and he kind of avoids me now because I think he felt guilty.
Okay,
Um, so
that's
yeah.
good. He should. I'm sorry. Really sorry, but yeah. Please continue on.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow, Naila. When was this happen? Is it in your? Is it last year or?
No, it was in seventh grade, so it was like a year after I wore the hijab, so I felt like very confident in it, and then he kind of like made me like insecure, I guess.
Yes.
So yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Wow. So there's obviously support from your teacher because things happening. Because once you, I don't know how to put this in the school terms. So once you file a complaint or a report that somebody, did something, oh, okay, I'll put it out there. Nasty like that, like it's inappropriate, it's unacceptable. Sorry, I'm getting emotional, but I mean, yeah. So your teacher escalated this, and he got suspended. I don't know what they. I think they put something like kind of train him in a religious, acceptance or respect each other, or whatever it is. So, do your teacher sit down with you, or do like another counseling things after this happened?
I'm not really sure. They didn't really say anything. They just told me they suspended him. So I don't really know what happened. So
Oh, I mean, what happened to you after you
oh,
report?
after.
Mhm.
Okay, so basically I felt very insecure after all of that happened, but I felt very good that like I spoke out about it and then
Yes.
I didn't like keep it inside. So yeah, and my friends, they were, alhamdulillah, I had like really good friends that always support me. and then they basically were always there for me. And I think it's very, I think to tackle bullying, you really need good like a good friend group because they also played an important role. Like they also spoke out for me too because I was too scared. And yeah, that's basically what happened.
Oh, wow. Alhamdulillah, you're like, you go out there, you speak about this, and you report him because there will be like a bigger action needs to be done. Because
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, for everyone here or everyone who listens to this talk show, you guys are beautiful in your own skin, whatever you choose to be, whatever you wear, and it should be respected and accepted. There's nothing in the gray area that people should question about this. So yeah, wow, Naila, wow, that's such a trial for you. But Alhamdulillah, you make it through. You're very brave. Your parents should be proud of you. You should be proud of yourself because we are here so proud of you, right?
thank
So
you.
you're welcome. So, but the basketball, tell me about it. Is there any championship or is there any like other like I do believe there are like regular practice that you're follow through for your basket?
Yeah, regular practice. It's basically every week, but it's during the winter, so it's like yeah, I haven't started. So it's in like winter time, and yeah, well, it's not very big. I just am a part of a league. Basically, it's I just play basketball for fun, and I don't take it. It's like just for fun. It's just yeah.
To make yourself happy. That's all what hobbies can do to make you more happy. Yeah, I
I
mean, mhm.
I really like to read. Um, it's I usually go to like school really early just so I can go to the library and read. And it's kind of like it's just basically a gateway. I just yeah.
That's very cool. You should join a like book club because once I joined it, and yeah, it's very fun things to do if you like to read books for sure. Yeah, so tracking back again. Oops, sorry guys, I need to my battery kind of low. Wait, give me a second just to plug this in. Wait. Okay, now we're good to go. Sorry about that. Yeah, so talking about remarks, people questioning about your faith, your scarf, or you don't do this because you're a Muslim. And yeah, one of the huge and inappropriate things is bullying. I also read through that there are like things that school needs to do. It's just like same like what happened with Naila. Again, really sorry this happened to you, Naila, but this is life. Like we've been like tried, and this is one of your trial in life as well. Just like you bravely speak about it, you file a report, and school like following up with that. And yeah, I hope it's that person who bullied you. He now he can like be more give more respect to other people, like whatever religion, other religions has, and how we live our life that shouldn't be questioned or being make fun or in that case, just like it's kind of physical because you try to pull up your hijab. So yeah, that's very brave. And talk to, I mean, like based off Lugis and Anisa's point, it's just like you guys stand strong and it's okay to be alone if you have to, rather than you join the crowd and do some things that, um, it's not an Islamic way. Yeah, I mean, I do really agree about that. Yeah. So is there like any suggestions with we have the young people here, we have the old people here that will raise the kids here in United States because with the political things going on, it's not a secret anymore that like some people doesn't like this religion, some people doesn't like this race, which is for me as a mom that is ridiculous because I thought I moved from Singapore to United States of America. This is the land of the dream. All the immigrants are here. They can build their life from zero, build their dream to be a reality. Many people are, alhamdulillah, very successful. They do so much more for other people, which is that is one of in my mindset right now. So it's very sad to see what things happen here. But as a Muslim, we gotta be like stronger to tackle at least. So any suggestions for us here, Lukman?
Um, to be a strong Muslim.
Yes.
Um, yeah. So I feel like because we are living in America and we are the minority, I think we need to learn how to be more self-sufficient and more independent as a person and as a Muslim, because most of the times you're gonna be by yourself and you're gonna be the minority when it comes to your faith. And when you grow up, you're gonna realize that your parents aren't always gonna be there to tell you to pray 5 times a day or to go to Jummah prayer. So you need to be strong with your faith and understand the why and realize it is the truth. And once you are knowledgeable, I feel like it can help you in a long way. So and and also not to be distracted by the materialism in this world. And
Oh, define materialism. How is
so
it
like
from your
um,
point of view?
my point of view of materialism is like like so right now we live in like a modern digital world, so we're constantly distracted by our phones, and we check up on we need like our screen usage with our social media, and I feel like that's all the materialistic world, um, like spending money, going shopping, like that, just stuff like that that would get you distracted. I encourage people to, like what Nyla was saying, read books. I think that's very, very, very not like important. Reading books, engaging in the real world, like go out on hikes or experiencing nature, where experiencing the world where Allah has created. Um, and yeah, I think most importantly is being independent, because once I felt this when I went to college, when you don't have your parents to tell you to pray 5 times a day. And then I have to admit, I was slacking in a bit in the first couple months when I was here, because there was no one here. It was just me by myself, so it was kind of hard. But then, as you realize, I saw praying as like me being grounded with reality, because it's something that was a routine, a daily routine, where I'm not like a sheep, like I'm not just like going automatic. It was something that kept me grounded, and it was more of like a and I also saw it as like a because my days could be really busy at times, so I need to like kind of um compress a little bit, and I saw prayer as a way of meditation, of like just me breaking down, just being silent for like a couple minutes. And yeah, I think most importantly is being independent and self-sufficient, especially in a Western society.
Wow, that's very deep. Yeah. So now you know the essence of your own relationship with Allah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 5 times prayer a day, because
Hmm.
that's what you gotta do as a Muslim.
Hmm.
That's true. Thank you so much, Lukman. Thank you. And Naila, what's your suggestion to all the Muslim and Muslimah here in United States of America?
I think you should like join some halakas or something to increase your faith and your iman. Like maybe a girls' halakah or something that will bring you closer to Allah, and also like meeting other Muslims and try to make like Muslim friends, so then you won't feel as alone, and try to go to the masjid, so then to surround yourself with people who look like you, and who have the same faith as you and iman. So yeah.
That's a great suggestion. Yeah, I do agree about the halakha. I do believe there are like other teen or another halakha from mosque if you see their programs.
Yeah, I joined the Rahma Halakha. It's basically just a girls' halakha, and they're talking about like how to like your experience and how to deal with high school as a Muslim woman, and wearing hijab, your cycle, and everything. So yeah, it's basically just sisterhood and bonding and increasing your faith. So yeah.
That's a very great suggestion. Thank you, Naila. And Anissa, any suggestion for all the Muslim and Muslimas here?
I feel like Lukman and Nyla definitely covered everything I wanted to talk about. Um, yeah, that was the main thing. And like I for me, like it started with like meeting other Muslim like girls for the first time, since I was the only like Muslim person in my entire high school. It was a little isolating. But in college, I found a solid group of girls that were all practicing Muslim, and it was just one of the best experiences ever. And so when you get the chance to like meet other Muslims, just like, go for it, even though it might feel like a little awkward in the beginning. I just like, it's like one of the best things that ever happened to me was like meeting my girls in college. And then being in that environment where like Islam just becomes like, well, duh, like this is Islam, we follow it, like it just becomes so much easier to like want to learn more. And just yeah, and like the more I learn about Islam, like the more I'm like these days I'll read about like, oh yeah, meditation and like yoga is amazing, but it's like prayer is that, but like better. And you just keep learning more ways that like Islam has already taught me this. And like it's just that like maybe I didn't know about it, or I didn't like internalize it properly. But yeah, it's been an amazing journey. And like being like a minority in the US like gives you like, it makes you, Islam is not like something that's like handed to you. Well, it is, I guess. It's like your family is Muslim, but like I feel like if you grew up in America, like you have to go through your own journey to figure out like what a role Islam is going to play in your life. And I really hope it becomes a big part for like, you know, everyone, for all of us and everyone here, because it really is a gift if you really take the time to like learn it. And like one of the best and easiest, and yeah, for me, like just the best way to learn it is just with a group of people who also try to implement Islam to the best of their abilities. Yeah.
That's very cool. Thank you so much, Nisa. Yeah, so to conclude for our talk show today, especially if there are people question about our faith, again, if it's like you can take it lightly and when it's not hurt you, you can just like, like joke about it, or just like, be nice back to them. But again, if it's really serious, you need to take an action and you can file a report. But for your guys' suggestion, I also do really agree. Like we need to network internally with our Muslim community wherever we are first. And second, we can reach out to other people who want to learn about our religion, because there are many great people out there, believe me. So we have to be like the role model for Muslims, I would say. Yes. And for any other things here, I would like to say thank you guys for your time. I know this is Sunday morning. You want to lay down with your coffee, but instead you're here and give us a valuable insights about growing up as a Muslim here in United States of America. So yeah, I think that's a wrap for our talk show today. And if you guys have questions or you want to discuss more, you can private message me, and I'll do my best to connect with our guest today. But other than that, thank you so much for everything, guys. And yeah, may Allah bless you all. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bye bye.
Bye.